Today on Dave Eats the World, we're going to be making Taiwanese beef with tendon noodle soup. This is probably one of my favorite dishes to make at home because it tastes as good as, if not better than, the ones you can get at the restaurant. Making this dish is pretty straightforward, but you'll probably need to take a trip to your local Asian grocery for some of the items. Let's get started. To start, we have a whole bulb of garlic peeled. Next, we're going to roughly chop a large onion. Peel about an inch of ginger. Take a bunch of scallions and split it into the top and bottom parts. We're roughly chopping the white part of the scallion. Then, finely slice the green part. We'll set this aside for garnishing later on. Next, chop 3 large tomatoes into quarters. In a large pot, pour in some neutral oil. Place the vegetables we've chopped earlier, starting with the ginger and onion, as these can tolerate more heat. After a minute, put in the garlic and scallions and cook for another minute or so. Put in 2 tablespoons of chili bean paste or doubanjiang. Cook it out for a minute. We'll pour in around 135 ml of soy sauce. I'm using a mix of these 2 brands. You can experiment with other brands of soy sauce for a different flavor profile, but this combination works for me. Add in our tomatoes. Bring it to a simmer before adding in our beef shank and beef tendons. We'll be filling the pot with 2.16 liters of water. Add in 3 whole star anise, a stick of cinnamon, 1.5 tablespoons of rock sugar, a tablespoon of Sichuan peppercorns, and a tablespoon of goji berries. Cover and let it simmer for 3 hours, until the tendons are nice and soft. Before assembling our bowl, we'll need to prepare our noodles. Any type of flour or egg noodle will do. In my case, I'm going to use these otogi ramen sari. These are basically your typical Korean instant noodles without the soup packet. If you've been living under a rock and have never tried Korean instant noodles before, give it a try. Korean instant ramen have this thicker texture which leads to a more satisfying chew. Add in some meat and tendon, and sprinkle some scallions on top. Straining your soup is not necessary, but I'm doing this just for presentation purposes. Now, it's tasting time. The beef shank is perfectly tender. The broth is very fragrant and slightly spicy. The noodles are just perfect for this dish. It has a chewy texture and the broth clings onto it, so you're getting a decent amount of flavor in every bite. The tendon is nice and gelatinous. If you've never had tendon before, I think this is one of the better ways to introduce yourself to it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. I'll see you on the next one.